Hello everybody, peace and blessings to you. Thank you for clicking on this video. I'm recording on February 10th, 2025. We are 4 days away from Valentine's Day. We are in the second week of February. Where I am, it's still winter and it's very cold and it's snowy outside. I am in my room that I call my serenity room, but I also call it Zen Den to help my kids because serenity room is a lot of syllables. So I call it Zen Den when I'm communicating to my kids. But this is my creative space where I do recordings. I take my followers and people that watch my recordings on what I call a thought adventure. I am an INFJ empath. I'm an intuitive, a millennial, managing homeschooling mom of 5 children. I'm an immigrant living in the US. I was born in the Caribbean. I spent all my formative years in the US. I grew up, I kind of matured here and became a woman here. In a couple of years, if I'm still here in a couple of years, I would have spent as much time in the US, living in the US and living my life in the US as I would have spent living my life growing up in the Caribbean. So some of my personality traits and things groups I identify myself in is I see myself currently as an agnostic. I am an intuitive. I am an energy reader. I am a messenger, a new earth messenger. I made that up. I made up that phrase, new earth messenger. At least I think I made it up. New earth messenger, a messenger of truth, love, and light, a light worker, as you would know it as. And I am a poet. I am a writer. I am so many things. And I'm also 42 years old. And I share my personality. I share info about my personality and how I identify the groups I resonate with and identify myself as a part of in almost all my videos, because that is the whole concept of my recordings. My whole platform is Latisha Learns Life, and what I do is that I'm a deep thinker. I'm an observer. I like to collect truth and wisdom from various places. I like to learn from other people. I love to see people shine and be their creative self and fulfill their purpose on this planet. I've always been like that. I've struggled with anxiety in my 20s and 30s, and I started to overcome my anxiety in my late 30s, and I had a spiritual awakening in 2016, and since my spiritual awakening, I've started to see the world so differently, and it has just kept getting better and better. I started to fall in love with myself. I started to fall in love with living and life, and be excited about life, and less burden, and my shoulders felt lighter, and the burden felt less. The unfortunate thing is, as I was falling in love with myself and discovering myself and becoming something, understanding myself better and becoming more and more the woman I've always wanted to be and I always dreamt of being, at the same time, there have been this, where I live especially, but in the world, there's been this rise of an energy, a dark energy that is trying to steal that from me, trying to steal my freedom, my free will, trying to have me surrender it, and stealing the freedom and the free will and the beauty and the passion and the creativity and the best parts of this, just to devour the light of the world. That is the goal of this dark energy, is to devour the higher vibrations and the light of this world. And I have chosen to not do that, not surrender to that, not obey in advance, as Timothy Snyder would say, not surrender my light, to continue to let my light shine. If you have stumbled on me for the first time, I would love to just remind you early on in the video, because I tend to put this all the way at the end, and I don't even know if you're going to make it to the end, because my videos are not short. They could be fun if you give it a chance, but they're not short. So I would like to just say, I would like to ask that you could lend me your support. I'm a small account person. I am celebrating my 15 subscribers because my YouTube account has been sitting at 5 subscribers all summer. And then the day that I decided to shift my attention from Instagram, delete my Instagram accounts with an S, I had 4 of them, and put my energy into YouTube and Substack and other platforms, that is when I started to grow my account, started growing my YouTube account slowly but surely. And I've been celebrating every victory, every new subscriber, every new comment, the fact that my newer videos are getting more views than my older videos. And I'm just celebrating my wins, as small as they are, because they are my wins and I am going to celebrate them. So I just like to ask that you please remember to subscribe to this account. You actually won't regret it unless you don't like my style, which is, it's not the same as anybody else's. There are plenty of creators that have all kinds of different styles, and my whole platform is thought adventure, meaning we're gonna travel. I'm gonna start with the inner self, me, and share my experiences and perspectives and how I see the world. And I'm going to expand to the macro, the outer world, and talk about the things that are outside myself. And I'm going to show you connections. I'm going to talk about things from a particular perspective and bring it together and show you how I connect those things to each other. So subscribe to my account if you are interested. Please, I would be very grateful, and that would help me to grow and help me to expand, and I'll keep getting better and better, I promise. And stick it out for this video. It might be fun. I have big ideas for this video, and I think that you would enjoy it, and I think that little gems and nuggets of wisdom and truth and fun things is going to come out into this video, because there's some fun things in my head, and I have plans for this video. So remember to like this video, to subscribe, please, to comment, to engage. I would greatly appreciate it. And even if you are not one of those people that tend to engage engage in the accounts that you would follow or watch, or just remember that if you find a creator, especially a small creator like myself, that you like, just remember that we really, really need your help. It is with the eyeballs and attention and engagement that helps push our account out to other people and would introduce us to the audience that we are creating for. There are a lot of people, like I said, on YouTube and all the various social medias, sharing their perspective of the world, sharing their art, sharing their talents and their gifts, and shining their light. And I would love that you invest in helping me to continue to push my light, to put my light out there. And just to let you know, I also do the same. I also do, when I see small accounts, somebody that I've discovered for the first time that happened to pop up in my feed, and I've decided to click and listen in on what they shared, I engage. I try to engage, especially if there's no comments, especially if there's very few likes. I engage in smaller accounts because I want to help other people to get their stuff out, to help other people to grow. Because this is a new world. This is a new world. This is a fun resource that we have. It's also been a resource that's been weaponized by the dark energy that I was talking about, and that is why I believe that the more lights that pop up, the less power the dark energy has. So the more lights that pop up and transmute the energy on social medias, on these platforms, and turn it into light instead of darkness, and push back the dark, or add contrast as opposed to just seeding it to the dark, that is a positive thing, and it is needed, and it's a blessing. So let's help each other out. All right, so the title of this video, I have no idea if I mentioned what my platform was. Did I mention that my platform is Latisha Learns Life? I will have to watch over this video to find out. But if I didn't mention that my platform is Latisha Learns Life, that's my platform, Latisha Learns Life, sharing my observation and perspective, my intuitive insights, my INFJ empath perspective, my millennial experiences, my life lessons, and my light and my thoughts with anybody that is interested. I believe that one of my superpowers is my thoughts, is my mind. It always has been. I have always been a person of many ideas. I have been a person that I see things and visualize things and receive wisdoms that I don't even know where they come from. They come out when I'm talking to my loved ones, my mom, my friends, when I'm sharing, when I'm advising my children, my husband. I'm like, wow, did I say that? Where did that come from? Right? So, you know, I think that the challenge has been my communication, but I have developed my communication in so many ways in the last, you know, 8 years, 4 years, I don't know. But I've been developing my communication skills over the last, yeah, let's say the last 4 years. And I've gotten a lot better. I'm a natural introvert. So talking aloud was a challenge for me. Talking aloud and sharing my point of view out loud was not a comfortable thing, and I had to work through it. I had to practice. I made a lot of videos. I created. I put my voice out there, and the more I did it, the more confident I grew, and the more my language expanded. Especially too, I also did a lot of reading and educating myself and listening to other people talk. So I learned how to speak, and my language expanded, and I got better at it. And I'm absolutely sure that the longer I do this, the better I will get at it. If as you're listening to me, you find flaws or think reasons to criticize, just remember that I am growing. I am growing and I'm becoming, and I have not arrived. And that is that. So the title of this video, or the theme, is Greatness and Culture in 2025 and INFJ Empath Intuitive Millennial Perspective. Because that's important. I want to talk about some things that, a lot of people talk about, like some cultural things. I want to mention names, and I want to talk about, I want to talk about some things. And usually when you are talking about popular things, popular topics, people, they, I don't know, they could be annoyed by your opinion or how you see things, or, they may want to correct you on certain things, but this is just an observation. This is a perspective from my eyeballs, my mind, my world, how I look at things, So I wanted to talk about some creators that I find are the embodiment of greatness. But before I get to the creators that are the embodiment of greatness, I wanted to share two poems with you. And then explain a little bit why I share these poems. At least explain why I shared one of them. I think the other one should be a little bit more obvious. Okay, so this poem is from a book that I self-published in 2010. And this book is called Discovering Me. Discovering Me, another poetic journal about life, love, struggle, growth, God, and so much more. And I call this poem Greatness. And I had vaguely remembered that I had a poem called Greatness, but I wasn't sure where it was, so I was lucky enough to figure it out. I found it in the first book I looked, Greatness. So this is from a 2010 collection. That's 15 years ago, 2010, and I was about 30 years old. Greatness. And what? Before I read the poem, one of the things that I loved about this collection is this is the collection that felt like when I was really, as it says, discovering me. I was starting to really find my voice as a poet, and I was starting to find myself, and I was loving these poems, even though they may not be the best poems in the world. They were my best poems at the time. And You know, they were simple, but they said a lot. Okay, they meant a lot to me. Simple, but meant a lot to me. Greatness. Deep inside this princess in training is a queen, a fighter, a warrior, God's G.I. Joe soldier, a diva, a woman of strength, confident and bright, ambitious and wise, powerful and strong, extraordinary, empowered and where she belongs. Greatness is stirring inside of me, so I'll keep moving forward. It'll shine through eventually. And the thing about this is that at the time that I wrote it, I did not feel like I arrived. I felt like greatness was inside of me but not outside of me. I wasn't living in greatness. I may not necessarily be living in the level of greatness that I would like to be, but I definitely feel a lot more into my greatness than I did at this time. At this time I was discovering me, but I knew that I wanted to be great, right? And not great in the sense of famous, but great as in my greatest self. Whoever I was meant to be, I wanted to live to my full potential. You know, I wanted to live those dreams and accomplish those things and go for it and just live life to the fullest, you know? And you know, I saw myself as a fighter, a warrior, a woman of strength, confident, bright, ambitious, and wise. Like, I just powerful and strong. Like, I just wanted to be a badass woman. A badass woman, right? And great. Great in so many ways. So, the other poem I wrote was called Groups. And groups, on the other hand, is not necessarily in line with the message of this video. But the reason I wanted to share groups is because, you know, this video is going to be different to a lot of videos that I make or I have been making lately. You know, I'm going to like really focus in on the experience, the timeline, politics, what's going on right now. And this is stuff that's going on right now too, but I don't really get to talk about the fun stuff. I wanted to talk about the culture. I wanted to talk about something outside of the realm of spirituality and politics, even though obviously spirituality and politics probably will end up coming up in this video because that is very, very much connected to the way it's like those two things, spirituality and politics, are the threads that sew everything together, sew the whole quilt of living and life together. They tie into everything that we do. They tie into how we live and how we flow through life, you know. I know a lot of people, for some reason, pulled the political thread out of their quilt, and what that is left is a quilt that is not well bonded. It's not secure, you know. The pieces aren't together and in a secure way, because the thread of politics is a missing piece that people have pulled out because they feel like politics is hard and it's dirty, and you know, politicians are terrible and they're corrupt and they're liars, and you know, there was this whole concept of what politics is. And I know that the politics of, especially in America, but the politics that we are watching play out in front of us does not prove that wrong, right? But I think that the reason that the politics that's playing out in front of us now is a manifestation of us pulling that thread and sitting it out and seeding that territory to a lot of those people that makes it yucky for you. You know, the more you get involved and the more you put your light into it and your vision of the world into it and participate in this whole thing, then what politics is could be reshaped. You know, the vision of what politics is, the perspective of politics can be reshaped. So, Groups is the poem I'm going to share. That is also an original poem by me, and I wrote this. I think I wrote this in 2020, possibly. I started my social media journey in 2020, and it's really hard to believe that I haven't been on social media long, not as long as some people. But I started my social media journey in 2020, and I started my social media journey politically motivated, even though I didn't start talking about politics as soon as I joined social media. My motivation was politics. It's because I wanted to be able to reach people, because I wasn't going to be going out in the streets and going volunteering. I'm a homebody one, and I'm an immigrant too. I'm not, I'm not going to get to do the things that Americans are able to do in terms of participating in the political world of the American politics. All right, so let's read the poem. Groups. One of the things I hate most about these times are how many of us judge people not by the content of their character or their individuality, but by their group. The group which society, or sometimes they, put themselves in. Then each group has a label: the liberals, the conservatives, the gays, the trans, the evangelicals, the blacks, the whites, etc., etc., etc. We oversimplify the complexity of the human experience. We put each person in this group and expect each member to be a carbon copy of the other, never giving each other a chance because you think you know them, you think you know their heart, you think you know how they think. So why waste time trying to find out who they really are? Am I wrong to believe we are more than the group society places us in? We are not, and never have been, as simple as some people try to make us out to be. We are so much more than our group. For me, I am yet to find a group that fully represents who I am. I am so much more than just one group. I am open to learning, growing, evolving. I look at these groups from above and I wonder, why can't each person be judged and known for their individuality and not assessed by the group they've been put in? Just a thought. So, groups. And this poem, even though the words, I don't know, this poem means a whole lot to me when I'm saying it. And there's a part that is a very significant part to me that I have, it's my attempt to, there's a part in it that might possibly be missed or not understood when I'm saying it. I am saying that I watch these groups from above, because in this imagery, in this thought of this poem, groups, I see myself as like a butterfly flying up in the air all by my lonesome, my beautiful butterfly self, just looking below me at all these groups, like everybody's separating themselves in all these groups, and like just sticking to their group, and I'm watching it and I'm thinking, like, this is an oversimplification of the human experience, because I feel like we are so much more than our groups. There's so much parts of us, and just because we fit, some of us, a piece of us fits in a certain group, and another part of us fit in another group, and another part of us fit in another group, it doesn't mean that we belong in that group and we should just be boxed in that group and like not expand ourselves. And I believe that this poem is so perfect for this video, because the people that I'm going to talk about in this video, including talking about myself, are people that don't fit neatly into any particular group. They mastered certain groups, they mastered certain categories, I guess, and then they expanded and became so much more than the comfortable box that people wanted to put them in. and they're enigmas. They're not easily figured out. You don't just get that person just because you think you know a certain amount of information about this person, just because you think that you understand their art or understand the artistry, the music, or the whatever, the light that they put into the world, doesn't mean that you understand them. So let me just start with me. I am the kind of person that I am, and what I envision for this platform, Latisha Learns Life, is I want to talk about everything. And I know I've mentioned that in previous videos. I want to learn about everything. I want to talk about everything. I have so many different ideas and so many things that I just want to share how I see it, my perspective on it, and what I've learned from it, and what, just what about it inspires me, and how, I just want to talk about it. I just want to talk about the beauty of it, the passion of it, the wonder of it, the amazement of it, the awe of it, the mystery of it, the questions that I have in relation to it, the understanding of it. I just want to share my perspective, And another thing is that when I put my videos out, I know that there's a lot, and I don't fit neatly into anything, and I don't fit neatly into the algorithm. I'm not just, when you click on my video and you take the time to watch, you don't know what you're going to get, really. You don't know what I'm going to say, because I don't know what I'm going to say. I have ideas, but I don't know what gem is going to come out. And a lot of the times sometimes I listen and I'm like, I love that. That was so good. I've never heard anybody say it like that, And all I want is to be discovered by the right people. And because I just want to let my light shine on this earth for as long as I'm here. I want to live life to the fullest, but I don't want to just live for myself. I want to shine like the sun, shine like us, I want to light up this place. I want to bring a energy and a vibe to a space and a room that is just beautiful, just beautiful and just good, just positive. So let's talk about the people that I wanted to talk about. The first person I'm going to talk about is Kendrick Lamar. I wanted to do a video about Kendrick Lamar for so long, because I didn't know who he was. I heard, last summer, Not Like Us was a big phenomenon. I think it was last summer or the summer before. Time is a blur. Not last summer. The summer last year. Did I have this right? Yes, summer last year, I think. Not Like Us blew up, I guess. I assume it's summer last year, because I don't follow the culture in that way. I don't follow hip hop in that way. I didn't know what Not Like Us was, I heard the music being played and saw people doing dance videos to it. And then I heard Joy Reid talk about it when she was giving her political commentary about something, and she said, "Yeah, Kendrick Lamar's right. They're not like us." And that got me curious. So I looked up Not Like Us on YouTube, because I wanted to watch the video, I wanted to hear the whole song, I wanted to hear it. And oh my God, what I found was the music video. And I watched this music video and my mind just got, because I have one of those minds. So I see the art, I see the artistry, I see the message, I see things, right? And then I was like, this video has to mean something. And I became incredibly curious, so I watched a lot of that whole night. I just went down this rabbit hole of Kendrick Lamar, Not Like Us reaction videos, and I just feeling the energy and the joy and the excitement from these reaction videos. I felt like a part of something. And then when people broke it down and helped me to understand the hidden messages, I was like, oh my God, this guy is, whoa, his mind is incredible. And the excitement of being able to pick apart and analyze his songs and his lyrics and his videos because they're hidden messages and everything. Everything has a purpose. I felt so connected to Kendrick Lamar in that sense because everything that I do also is like that, has a purpose. The words that I use and how I phrase them, and you know, when I created videos, like everything mattered. The music that I chose, and I was very very purposeful with everything that I try to create. It wasn't just some really willy-nilly random thing. I put a lot of thought into my creations and into my art and into my everything that I do. Everything I do, I put a lot of thought into it. And that is how Kendrick Lamar resonated with me so much. And then how the confidence that he has, the belief and the knowledge of he knows that he's prophetic. He knows that he's greatness. He knows that he is number one, and is not humble about it, but not cocky about it either, not egotistical about it, but it's like a calling and a purpose that he's stepping into, knowing that I am the king of hip hop, like I am greatness. This is my purpose, and my message to people and my movement. And it's like he does what he does, not, he's like defiant, but with integrity. He's defiant with integrity and purpose, because he knows that he is doing something bigger than capitalism, and bigger than the money, or bigger than profits, and bigger than all. He's a messenger for the people, a representative of the people. And there's a quote that came out of his Super Bowl performance, which I don't watch sports, and I don't watch sports, and I don't watch the Super Bowl. I've never watched the Super Bowl in my entire life, but I did watch his performance on YouTube. And in the beginning of his set, he says, "The revolution will be televised. You picked the right time, but the wrong guy." And I assume when they say the wrong guy, they mean that he's not going to fit into your box. He's not going to do what you ask him to do and he's not going to neatly present himself for people to feel comfortable with the truth that he puts out, or his message. He's going to deliver the message in the way that he deems that that's the way that he's supposed to put across his message. That is how I receive it. And the revolution will be televised is like his version of saying of this song. This it says here on Wikipedia, the satirical poem and Black liberation song by Jill Scott Heron. I don't know if I call that right, or Gil Scott Heron. Look it up on Wikipedia. The revolution will not be televised. That's what it's titled on Wikipedia. The revolution will not be televised is the satirical poem and Black liberation song by Jill Scott Heron. It was recorded in 1970. Stop. And then re-recorded in 1971, and they have information on that if you're curious about that. But Kendrick Lamar is right. In this period that we're in, the revolution will be televised. It will be televised on TikTok. It will be televised on YouTube, on Instagram, on Blue Sky, on Threads, on all the social media platforms. The revolution will be televised. And as much as they try to suppress and have the algorithm suppress people and quiet voices, if there's so many, if the numbers of people that rise up and step up and revolt against what they're trying to do, which is to steal people's destinies and control, It will be televised. It will be televised because there'll be just too many to suppress. Too many to suppress because the people will move the world and shape the world and move it in the right direction. The next person that I wanted to talk about is Beyonce. Beyonce. You know, this just recently, Kendrick Lamar won some Grammys, including all right, so I didn't watch the Grammys, but I thought it was so absolutely just on brand for Beyonce to win a Grammy of Album of the Year for her country album. You know, no, for Cowboy Carter, and she won Best Country Album. And I don't know how many Grammys she won, but I know that that was historical. And what I love about her is that she is also greatness. She's a queen, Queen Bee, a self-proclaimed queen, and I would have to come into agreement with that. She's a queen. And you know, I'm reading a book about the divine feminine, and queen is one of the groups when they were talking about the archetypes of divine feminine, and queen is one. And I wrote notes of some of the women that I connected to the various archetypes, and I made a note that Beyonce and Kamala Harris fits into the queen category. They are pioneers, they are glass ceiling breakers, they are powerhouses, they do their own thing, they are strong, confident women that can lead and can communicate, bring out the best in people. Like, and I got the same energy too, because the same rumors that I hear about Beyonce, I've heard about Beyonce. I also heard about Kamala Harris, which is like, you know, they expect so much. Maybe even they're very demanding of the people that work for them. I think the people that work for them have to be a quality and a level of excellence to keep up, to be able to honor the needs of these women, which is these women need strong support because they carry a lot of weight. They carry the weight of breaking glass ceilings and pushing the envelope and being the first, but not the last, but the first, you know. And Beyonce is the first black woman or even black person to win Best Country Album. It's historical. And Beyonce's greatness. And my favorite Beyonce song is My Power. My Power. They'll never take my power, my power, my power. They'll never take my power. They feel away. Oh wow. They feel away. Oh wow. And I spent like all the last summer like watching her daughter Blue Ivy and you know perform to that song. And then right after it, right in the same set with the same performance, they did Kendrick Lamar's We're Gonna Be All Right, Right, Right. And I just watched the video over and over and Blue Ivy in her different outfits, and I just loved it. I loved it. That kept me going all summer. Oh gosh, was it last summer or the summer before? Like time is a blur for me. But the summer that she did the concert, her what it was, a world tour or a tour in Europe, or I don't know, but you know, all over the place. I watched that all that entire summer with every new performance, every new video. My Power, and then We're Gonna Be All Right, 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 Right. But I love that song. They'll never take my power, and the truth is, they cannot take your power. You have to give it to them. Don't give them your power. Don't give them your power, because they can't take it. They feel away. Oh wow. They feel away. And all they could do is complain and insult and name call and all that kind of bullshit. You know, because they're small people, small minds. They cannot hit that level of greatness, and all they got is their complaints and their jealousy and their ugliness. The next person I wanted to talk about is Ainiko, who is not as big a name as Kendrick Lamar or Beyonce, but still greatness. This girl is so unique and incredibly talented. Iniko. And, if you know, you know. Iniko, She has 2 songs. She has an album that just came out called The Awakening. Her songs are incredible. She is the archetype, in my opinion, the archetype siren in the divine feminine archetype. She's a siren. And, when I listen to her music, I can't help but to sing along. I feel her music in my veins, honestly, in my entire soul, in my veins. And her lyrics resonate with me so strongly. And I know that she's communicating to the divine feminine and for the divine feminine. We who know we're star seeds and light workers, and we are meant to shine, and we know what's going on. And the songs are incredible. And my favorites is The King's Affirmation, which is the first song I ever heard from her. The King's Affirmation, and the first part of that song, it just right away just hits me, and I resonate to it. I will be one of the greatest. That is a vow, yeah, that is a promise. Always wanted to be famous, just being real, yeah, just being honest. My haters gonna always be nameless, giving them no clout, giving them no power. Creators built different creations, sooner or later it all will be ours. I keep my eye out for the numbers. I stay in contact, synchronization to infinity, even beyond it. I am a comet, no destination. A lot of the things I'm above, but there's a lot of things. There are a lot of things that are above me. Do not comfort the people I love, because then I get crazy, then I get scary, then I get ugly. I couldn't help it, I had to sing. Ain't no problem when I'm the equation. Presence noted, observation. I'm not new here, reborn, creation. Come and find me, send in location. Ain't no problem, present. Ain't no problem when I'm the equation. Presence noted, observation. I'm not new here, reborn, creation. Come and find me, send in location. Okay, so wait. Listen to this part. Enlighten. I can't sing it, I don't think. Enlighten. They call me a siren. Through them I receive. Enlighten. They call me a siren. Through them I receive my guidance. Don't keep it all in. Don't fight it. Fire to a flame, ignite it. Rules make me more defiant. I will never be compliant. Yeah, I got it down to a science. It's so much more than a mindset. Gotta start it right now. Gotta change it. Take it all back, reclaim it. Don't bite your tongue, just say it. Don't get too high. Stay weighted. Time to break down the matrix. They don't know that the mind can play tricks. Their message is clear. It's blatant. I will be one of the greatest. That is a vow, yeah, that is a promise. Always wanted to be famous, just being real, yeah, just being honest. I love that song. And the other song is Jericho. I love all her songs, or most of them, or maybe all. Jericho. I'm high, I'm from outer space. I got Milky Way for blood, evolution in my veins. I'm gone, I've been far away. I'm a luminaire now. Make moves, start waves. I've been dreaming about flying for a long time. I had a vision from the grace I want to co-sign. Artificially intelligent in way. I'm your future, past and present. I'm a fine line. Yeah, I'm the missing link of this illusion. I'm not really here. I'm an intrusion. I don't sink or swim. I don't sink or swim. That part's hard. I just float. I don't need gravity. I just need growth. And that's it. That is my favorite part. I don't need gravity. I just need growth. When I move, it's an earthquake rumble. I will never ever fall, never stumble. I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble. I can go higher, past the stratosphere. I can catch fire. I can go hard. I don't even need to try it. Star blood. I don't even get tired. Predestined, written in stone. I feel it coming and I feel it in my bones. Heavenly protected, never alone. Tapped in, I'm connected to the unknown. I'm not a siren. When I move, it's an earthquake rumble. I don't ever ever fall, never stumble. I don't need to be humble. Break down walls like Jericho crumble. Jericho, Jericho, walls come down. Walls come down like Jericho. Walls come down like Jericho. I really hope that you are enjoying this video. Please remember to like and subscribe and comment and engage. And I know it's going to take a lot of time, and I know that your time is precious, but I really do hope that you have some fun with me and, you know, just relax and chill and watch my videos. I promise it's going to be fun. So I think I covered all that I wanted to say about greatness. You know, these people and their power and their greatness resonate with me. You know, their music resonate with me, their artistry resonate with me, their uniqueness and their defiance of the norm and refusal to be in a box. And I've always felt like I've never wanted to be in that box either, and I want to break free from that box. So I get it, they resonate with me, and I am becoming my own version of greatness. Even if I am the greatest to me and only in my world, you know, but I will be one of the greatest. That is a vow, yeah, that is a promise. I always wanted to be famous, just being real, yeah, just being honest. So I'm going to end this video by a little show and tell. First, I want to just like turn the phone down so you can see my shirt. What it says down here is all the way down here, but look at this world. Can you see that word? It says love. Love, that is love, Love, love. And this is the month of love, the week of love, and love, you know, the year of love, the lifetime of love, because we're going to let our light shine and spread the love. And then now I'm going to turn my phone, I'm going to flip my phone and turn it to one screenshot that I wanted to show you. But thank you for watching, and don't forget to engage. I really appreciate you. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, you know, do all the things to help me with my algorithm. Thank you, please. Okay, so I try to leave my computer up, especially when I want to talk about things outside of just my own thoughts and perspective on things that I can't mess up because they're my thoughts. But when I want to just share accurate information, I got to keep the screens up so I can remember things. So I just wanted to show you this thing that I screenshot that I think is very, very powerful. Just look at the picture. See all the people there? And, ooh, I just realized that this totally ties into the concept of the Kendrick Lamar Super Bowl halftime show too. You know, he was focusing on games. Somebody broke that down for me. I gotta watch it again. But like, you know, the halftime show, the theme seemed to be focusing on playing a game, and it ended by saying "game over." So look at this. These are all the powers that be, right? The corrupt ass people that controlling everything and taking all the money and stealing dreams and just using everyday people as labor. You know, using us to keep their machine going, to feed their machine, their corporate machine, so that they could get all that, and we could do all the carry the load and do all the suffering, bear the burden and carry the load. And that shit is game over. That shit is done. That shit is done. The revolution will be televised, and I am a dreaming woman. I am a woman of the divine feminine. I am a light worker, a new earth messenger, and I am a part of the revolution. I am a part of the light and a part of the revolution and a part of the shift. So anyway, the most powerful pic I've ever seen if the people stand, look at that. What would happen if they stand? They would just knock every freaking thing over. Just knock it over. The people gotta stand. The revolution will be televised, and the people need to stand. And I forgot to mention one little part too. I don't watch the Super Bowl, but I heard. Okay. All right. So I had to look it up just to confirm. The last time the Eagles won the Super Bowl was also in a Donald Trump presidency. And I remember loving the fact that they won the Super Bowl. One, because they were the underdogs and they beat out like a team that wasn't an underdog team. And that was incredible to me. And I think that I heard the Eagles like do some interviews, or there was something about this team that I just was like, I love this team so much. I remember just taking note of it and just like writing things down, because there's something special about that win. And I don't remember what it is. I would have to go back in my diaries if I could find them and figure out what was so special to me, other than the fact that they were underdogs. It just felt like they were defiant. They were not, they didn't fit in that box, and they didn't fit in expectation. And I just see it as another a sign of, again, just see it as something special. I don't know why, but the fact that they won again, as this idiot is president again, I just see that as like some form of symbolism, and it has a deeper meaning. And, I don't know what it is, but, I just think that is very, very interesting that, they won again as the idiot, the MAGA emperor is emperor again. So that's just a fascinating fact, but this is their second Super Bowl title. That's really cool, because I never paid attention to the Super Bowl, and the only time I ever paid attention to who won the Super Bowl was when the Eagles won. And that means something. It's like, I don't know if the Eagles represent just waking up. It just means wake up and pay attention. Wake up and pay attention. It's time to wake up and pay attention again. I don't know. It's just an interesting fact, because I can't remember, other than, like I said, the whole underdog factor, why they stood out to me, but they really did. They really absolutely did. So I don't watch sports, don't watch Super Bowl, never watched Super Bowl a day in my life. And the only other time that I've ever paid attention to who won the Super Bowl, or felt that, it was worth mentally taking a note of, was the last time the Eagles won in 2018. That is so freaking interesting. That was a couple of years after my spiritual awakening, after I started to pay attention, and I started to really know what was happening in the world. So thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share. Oh, let me show you my view if it look at that. Oh man, a phone never captures the moon properly. That little dot right there is the moon. Wait, can I? Ooh, it's beautiful.